Welcome to Ladies Group Chat, where the internet's messiest stories get the fastest group text treatment. Today's mood is truly chaotic. Salad is apparently dangerous, coupon apps are allegedly robbing creators, and even proof-of-life photos now come with an AI disclaimer. A nationwide Cyclospora outbreak has now been tied to fresh produce, with reports spanning about 30 states and more than 2,600 infections. There were also more than 80 hospitalizations in one update, which is a very aggressive reminder that your virtuous little salad bowl can absolutely ruin your week. Investigators looked at supply chains tied to places like Taco Bell, and some restaurants started pulling fresh ingredients while they traced the source. The public reaction has been exactly what you'd expect. Half panic, half memes, because nothing says modern life like being betrayed by lettuce and berries. This influencer affiliate scandal is one of those stories that sounds boring for 10 seconds and then gets infuriating fast. Reports from Bloomberg and independent researchers said browser extensions and shopping apps, including examples like Honey and a Phoebe Gates-led FIA app, were silently injecting affiliate codes or opening background tabs to grab credit for sales. And the part creators really hated was that it wasn't just allegedly skimming one purchase. The tactic described could sit there in a second tab background embed and attach itself to future purchases too. So if you're a small creator living off affiliate revenue, that's not a tiny glitch. That can be real money walking out the door while somebody else smiles and says they're helping you save $12 on moisturizer. One implicated company said the violation was fixed, but the debate is still very much founder intent versus engineering mistake, and people are not exactly feeling generous about it. The AI mess keeps getting darker and weirder. One flashpoint was that photos supposedly showing 84-year-old Mitch McConnell in a hospital bed, where people immediately started dissecting the props, the jeans, the conveniently visible newspaper, all of it, asking if the image was even real. And that's the bigger problem. Now, basic proof-of-life signals don't feel basic anymore. A photo used to settle something. Now it starts another argument. Then there's the much more disturbing side, which is AI-generated deepfake porn. Commentators were sounding the alarm that this gives abusers realistic, non-consensual material and opens a whole new lane for exploitation. That part really deserves the attention, because once the tech makes abuse look frictionless, platforms suddenly acting shocked is not enough. Jay-Z's multi-night Yankee Stadium run was huge, sold out, and basically engineered to make resale prices go insane, with tickets reportedly hitting around $1,200. The surprise guests were stacked too. Beyoncé, Eminem, Rihanna, very casual. Totally normal Tuesday. Rihanna's surprise appearance got people especially worked up because she was visibly pregnant on stage, and some commentary weirdly managed to praise the moment while also downplaying the obvious. Meanwhile, some fans were dealing with absurd logistics, including reports of security delays stretching to 4 hours, which is criminal when you've already paid luxury prices to stand in a line inhaling stadium stress. Reality TV remains one of our most reliable fake institutions. Love Island got hit with the usual complaints: repetitive storylines, over-edited arcs, producer-made fairy tale dates, and voting dynamics that feel less like democracy and more like narrative management. The gender double standard is still doing laps too. Women can get vilified for behavior that gets men called confident or charming, and then editing choices pour gasoline on it. At the same time, people keep signing up because the machine works. Casting is grueling with psych evals, STD tests, and health monitoring, but one appearance can still turn into a giant follower bump and a whole influencer career. Also, I need everyone to remember that fandom has gotten so unserious that even prediction markets are tracking these couples now. Love, but make it tradable. The dating conversation felt extremely modern and extremely tired at the same time. Some people swear by letting the other person initiate or waiting a week before meeting in person so you don't sprint into nonsense just because someone had a decent opening line. Then there's the so-called honesty hour on dates, where you just ask direct questions about exes, past behavior, and whatever suspicious chaos may be sitting off stage. Honestly, I support it. Save everybody time. The app-era red flags also feel very familiar. Missing Instagram, mysteriously deleted profiles, heavy photo editing, secretive relationship history, and those overlapping living situations that somehow always end with "it's not what it looks like." For group travel, The best advice was painfully simple. Match budgets, match energy, and stop pretending a luxury girl and a budget flight girl will magically become one person in Ibiza. People recommended sending full-cost breakdowns ahead of time, which is less awkward than finding out on day 2 that someone thought brunch meant a pastry and someone else ordered bottle service. 4 people was called the sweet spot, which feels correct. 6 or more, and suddenly the group chat becomes a hostage situation. And yes, if you book the wrong airport trying to save money, like flying into Stansted instead of somewhere actually useful for central London, congratulations on your fake deal. The Nepo founder conversation is brutal but kind of irresistible. Certain high-profile heirs, including names like Sophia Gates and Brooklyn Beckham, got labelled Nepo floppers, with people arguing that elite access and capital still didn't save weak ventures. It taps into a real double standard. If you start 10 steps ahead, the public is way less patient when you trip on step 11. And honestly, that's why these stories spread so fast. People are not just judging the business, they're judging the whole fantasy that privilege automatically equals competence. A few smaller stories were weirdly perfect group chat bait. One was the sourdough starter drama, where someone lent a named starter to a neighbour who then sold bread without credit. Is that theft, bad manners, or just side hustle evolution? I'm sorry, but if the starter has a name, at least give her a shout out. Another was claw machine truthers finally saying the quiet part out loud. Many machines are effectively rigged through programmable grip strength and win settings, which, yes, every child who has ever lost $12 to a plush frog already knew in their soul. And then there was the Yellowstone bison video, where a tourist got flung into the air because people still insist on treating massive wildlife like a petting zoo. Your car is the barrier between you and cartoon violence. Use it. That's it for today's sprint through parasites, platform scams, concert chaos, and the many ways people keep ignoring obvious warnings. Thanks for hanging out with Ladies Group Chat. Please respect wildlife, question miraculous browser extensions, and maybe rinse your lettuce like it owes you money. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own podkey.fm.